EA Sports, always proud to bring you the National Football League as we join you from Northwest Stadium, just outside Washington, D.C. Today, longtime foes square off in the NFC East, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Washington Commanders.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started.
And off we go in our nation's capital.
A beautiful fake.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So here are the Commanders making their way out.
And leading him out, their veteran quarterback.
The secret to his game and his success, incredible chemistry with each and every one of the guys who catches passes with him. And not only does he ask them to stay after practice or meet him before practice, he actually demands it because he knows if they have that kind of chemistry built up, they're going to be hard to beat each and every ball game.
They'll run here with a rookie.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Operating from the gun, Johnson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on third. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. Johnson. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Here's Tressway now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position.
They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100-plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with second and a couple.
On the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 38-yard line.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
And not much running room. Down to the 32. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be stopped close to the first down marker at Washington's 12-yard line.
It's 26. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Devontae Smith. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 17-yard line.
From the 17, here's 2nd and 4. Hurts.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
The Commanders' defense holds, and that'll bring up 4th down.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Jake Elliott on for the field goal. A 34-yard attempt.
The kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
No gain on the play. And that will bring up 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Jalen Carter.
Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
Tressway on 4th down is sent out to punt.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Throwing is Hurts.
That is incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Over the middle, brought in by Dotson.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
On the sneak, it's Hurts.
And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. A wall of bodies there. Nowhere to burrow through the line on the quarterback sneak.
And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. The Commanders' offense returning to the field.
Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together.
Here's Krosky-Merritt to start the drive.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Johnson slings this deep from McLaurin. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And now the punter, Tressway, as he sends this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride in the offense this go-around. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Brown goes in motion left.
From the 25 on 2nd down.
Hurts. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll set up a throw.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
Looking to put a drive together. Now a play fake here on 1st down.
Man open, that's Deebo Samuel.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
And now at this point in the 1st half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a 1st down.
On 1st down, and dropped to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late, and that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
Here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they go with Krosky-Miller.
And he stopped immediately there. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
In motion right, Deebo. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. As they've got it as we resume action.
And right side, they're going to go option here. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first.
I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Here's 2nd and 8. Taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 17. Operating from the gun, Johnson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Moody on for the field goal. A 49-yard attempt.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense.
And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
A short one there, caught by Granson.
On a gain of 3 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
This short throw caught by Goddard. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
2-yard pickup.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
3rd down and 6. From the gun, it's Hurts. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And an Eagles 1st down. A gain of 21 yards. 1st down, Philadelphia.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
He's got Brown on the out route complete.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short.
Brings up second and 1 at the 43-yard line.
Hurts with a quick throw, complete.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Back to throw again. Open man has got it, the tight end. And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. 1st and 10.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. They'll set up to throw. Over the middle to Smith. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
A gain of 10 yards, and it's 3rd down.
On the sneak, it's Hurts.
And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5.
It's been a good drive so far. They just wanted to keep it going, so they call it low-risk, low-reward play. No one's worried about picking up big yardage here. Quarterback sneak, keep the chains moving, and pick up another first down.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
The 3-yard line.
If you're going to keep these guys out of the end zone, you've got to be able to commit to stopping the run, and that's a nice job there getting the safeties involved in run support.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Barkley again. Pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line.
A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. This Washington defense, they've stood tall the first 2 plays. Now 3rd and goal.
On the sneak, it's Hurts.
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles.
The sneak successful from a yard out.
And the Eagles have taken the lead.
And these Eagles may have been the first to really perfect this play. Let Hurts take the snap, then get some help pushing from behind. This was so successful, some folks, including me, were calling for this play to be outlawed. But while it's still in the books, no one runs it better than Hurts, and he takes this one in.
Elliott good on the extra point. And the lead is now 10-3.
Commanders 3.
That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And able to get this out to the 25.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Now Johnson throwing to start the drive. Pressure comes and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Under pressure, they got him again. Jalen Carter able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. In motion right, that's Burks. Here's Johnson from the gun on 3rd down.
He rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. It's Sidney Brown with it.
And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 16-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. Over the middle here to Brown.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
That's good.
And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
1st and goal, Philadelphia.
They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Now the Commanders going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts.
Brings up 2nd
as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Barkley. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout.
And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. It'll be Hurts on the option. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got him. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. The kick by Elliott is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Washington going to go on offense one last time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
19 seconds showing to play in the half as they come up here 1st and 10. Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. And just shutting it off there. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half.
And the Washington first down.
So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State and Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And let me tell you, that wasn't as easy as it looked. Dancing away and moving forward for 6 yards.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Second down and 4. On the option left, it's Hurts. Now he's loose at the 40. Inside the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the second time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback, the ability to run the ball fearlessly. And, in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits, that's what terrifies them.
Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Oh, nice move.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. First possession of the second half now for Washington.
Looking to put a drive together. They go play action here on first down. Slings this deep from McLaurin. This is caught inside the 15. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. A huge play there for Washington. And even 60 yards.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Up the middle, Krosky Merritt.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Now receiver in motion left.
He's going to handle it on the touch pass.
And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1.
A gain of 3 yards.
It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up first and goal.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, a nice, consistent gain.
Krosky Merritt is in. Touchdown, Commanders. A quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
Jake Moody now for the point after.
It's up, it's good. That'll make the scoreline 20-10.
Eagles 20.
A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10.
Just shy of the 30. On play action, they'll throw.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Barkley, inside handoff.
And this is going to be an Eagles first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
7-yard gain.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
This is where you can try and get a tight end in space. They like this matchup, so they're going to let their 2 receivers to his outside, run simple little short routes, hoping to suck up the secondary. And that'll free up space for their tight end on a corner route to make a big play.
And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
From the 29, here's second down and 7. Hurts. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 19.
A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Philadelphia.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. First carry now for A.J. Dillon.
And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
Now a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake, here's Hurts.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Jalen Hurts on target to Dallas Goedert.
And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
Elliott on for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays.
And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. And the Washington offense heading out. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand They've got to move much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Johnson off the play fake. A nice pickup there at 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game, and that continued with that first down run.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Johnson.
That's complete to Traylon Burks.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
10 yards there, good for a Washington first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Open man is the tight end, John Bates.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 40. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Off play action. Johnson slings this deep from McLaurin.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
In the 3rd quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
He completes this one to Terry McLaurin.
And he has another first down as he'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 23. That one good for 16 as the drive continues.
23-yard line.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Well, this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground, because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
Second and 1. Open man is Samuel, complete.
And the Commanders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
15 yards. That's another Washington first down. First down and goal to go.
But they certainly not shied away from throwing the football as they've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, with that last one earning them a new set of downs.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Krosky Merritt going to try and push his way in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt with now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Commanders are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. Well, fair to say they've got something here in this rookie running back, and he's in for the 2nd time in the ball game.
And, Brandon, it's a position where there's often a lot of turnover, a lot of competition at that spot. But he's proven to them that he wants to be the bell cow guy that his franchise can rely on.
Now Moody for the PAT.
And the lead is trimmed down to 10. That time, a 9-play drive. And the result, a touchdown for Washington.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score.
And he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that's also all for this third quarter of play. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter.
Second and 10. Running left, it's Barkley. Shifts by him. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
109 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well. That's a great run right there on first down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
Bigsby is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. Now, whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Here's Hurts to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Incomplete. It's now 4th down and goal.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Washington offense set to take over again. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Jalen Phillips in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Looking to throw. Johnson. That's caught. Left side, it's Burks. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Back to throw. Johnson. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 16. Johnson on its poke free. Football's out. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
A shot downfield for Burks. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Commanders went for it, but they cannot pick up the first. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. It's Barkley on the counter. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts on target to Dallas Goedert. And the Eagles have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Eagles offense staying out there. Of course, Hurts always a threat to run. They'll go for 2.
The Eagles.
They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Commanders 17.
So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Commanders' offense set to take over. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Johnson now throwing to start the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or something that feels a little bit cheap. If they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
A run inside, Krosky Merritt.
And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where, as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play. They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
Jalen Carter.
Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out.
And it'll be a turnover on downs. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley.
To the 43, 2nd down.
The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 7. Throwing is Hurts. He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
2nd down, here's Barkley again.
And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
3rd down and 1.
Again, it's Barkley. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Landover.